Hello everyone, welcome to another Homeworlds game commentary. Today I've got Algol60 and R2Devo. Um, I've had my eye on Algol just a little bit. This is a game from back in February, but I've seen that they're playing quite a bit. And R2 I haven't seen play so much lately. I wonder if they might be a little rusty. I know they used to be quite good. Algol's playing a lot though. The numbers here indicate that Algol has never risen too high in the ratings and lost their some recent games enough that that BGA is protecting them from falling below the 100 point threshold. R2 I think is holding on to some points from wins earlier in their career. I don't think they've been playing much lately, but I'm a few months behind and just I skim all of the games that get played. I look at who played and often look at who won to try to get an idea of who's gooder than who. A few months behind, but I think I would expect R2 to win this, but I want to give Algol a chance to surprise me because they're playing a lot. Could be getting good. All right, Algol going first, taking a red fortress. R2 taking a medium yellow Gemini. I think of this as being a little odd. Having done some statistics, and people have been talking about this in the Discord server a little bit, that statistics indicate that small universe favors the first player. Large universe actually favors the second player. And so as second player, my general advice is try to make it a large universe. Um, but let's see what happens. Algol going for the yellow right away, R2 matching. Neither player picking up that last small yellow to open up the mediums. Algol trading for red. R2 isn't in a position to trade for red right away. So Algol gets to invade. Does R2? Yeah, and R2 should run away. Yeah, so Algol has kind of picked up some tempo here. They've got a well, they've got a place to build red in a system where they've got more room to do it. Um, don't know if that'll be very important. R2 trades out for some red. Algol pushes their yellow forward. That leaves them with no yellow in the home world. So I think mm, I don't favor that elimination of a color as a rule. Algol getting the first medium, but R2, oh, R2 passing up their chance for their first medium. So spreading out instead. So kind of interesting. This threatens to win. This is check. If Algol doesn't get rid of one of these greens, R2 moves in with the little green and wins. But by discovering a small yellow star, R2 is also opening up the medium yellows. If I'm Algol, I'd strongly consider sacrificing the little green to block the bigger green builds and using the build action to build a medium so that you get to take advantage of that. Doing it with the medium green instead, leaving the medium greens open from building, picking up a red as well as a yellow. Boy, and opening up the medium red. So really just opening the floodgates here. It's an interesting idea. If they take it back, trade out for yellow. Medium yellow is a strong early game ship, I think. So, well, we're into the mid game now. Close to mid game. I don't really know. If I had to guess, I'd say this is mid game ish. Okay. Builds medium green. Algol can't build medium green. They can build medium. Yeah, they shouldn't even build medium yellow. Yeah, that's one trouble with Algol's choice. There were lots of mediums that they could open up, but they didn't actually leave themselves with any. Okay, a minor threat on the little colony. Oh, is it time for a I don't think it's time for a shopping spree already, is it? Well, I guess it kind of is. That cleans out the green supply. And if Algol takes one of these greens, then R2 can just sacrifice and take it back, and they've both lost their only red. And the position is pretty even. R2 is also getting a little spooky, having quite so much green outside of Algol's home when Algol's only got green ships. Okay, yeah, that's a good choice for sure. Algol takes out two mediums and a small green, sacrificing a small yellow, and moving in a small green. Yeah, good exchange. Algol's still a little behind though. R2 trading out for some yellow. I think they're seeing how close. I mean, there's three yellows in the bank, and they're only blocked by a small. So being ahead by yellows is strong here. Algol isn't in a position to build more yellow. R2 can spread these out and have plenty of space to build yellow. Algol. I guess this medium yellow is safe enough. I would have considered moving that home though, because then Algol would have, they'd be putting another yellow in the way, making it a little harder for R2 to dominate. I don't know if that's really the thing to be thinking about here, but but also that would be bringing the yellow back immediately would give Algol a chance to build yellow earlier than this will. If they want to build the small green and then trade for yellow, for one thing, R2 may have taken that little yellow out of the bank already. And it's also one turn slower. Also seeing some things like if R2 takes the little yellow, Algol can sacrifice the little green to build yellow, even here in this colony, but then R2 can overpopulate it cheaply. Okay, R2, okay, ignoring the yellows for now. It might be sort of a stalemate situation. Algol putting the yellow forward where it's got a better chance to build. Oh, trading the G3 for Y3. That's it's an alternative way to make it to get a new space to build yellow in. And instead of trading the small, of course, opens up the larges. Trading the large leaves that small in the way. Boy, I sure do like to keep that G3 on hand for shopping sprees, though. That makes me a little nervous. R2, I hope they don't do this, because the game is going to get a lot less interesting. Building a green puts three greens together. Algol can overpopulate. R2 spreading out instead. That's a little better, I think. Well, much better. Does Algol build that medium green? They do. R2, nothing wrong with continuing to build green here, I think. And since R2's got large green, I think they're going to get they might get a nice opportunity for a shopping spree if Algol isn't careful. Algol threatening that colony. It's kind of a false threat, though. Algol doesn't want to sacrifice their only red. It's also not great because R2 can overpopulate this medium, sacrifice the G3, build medium and large in the colony, and then build large at home, overpopulate the greens here. That takes a medium at the price of a small. Usually going to call that worth it. It takes Algol back down to just 4 ships, And R2, I think, would be increasing their lead even more. No, less good. So if R2 does this, they're not overpopulating here. They're leaving a G3 in the bank to build. Algol can build it, and R2 could then proceed to take it out. But instead of taking out a medium at the price of a small, like I just said, they'd be taking out a small at the price of medium and small. Well, I guess they built an R1 in the meantime, and a G2 that they spent this turn building. It could have been done more effectively. Ooh, no, I don't. Algol. I think Algol should just build that G3. Make R2 will probably blow it up, but you should make him spend that. No, I think that was a mistake. That was too much material Algol's just spent, I think. All right. R2 now. Advancing the yellow, putting it in a good spot to build. Algol's not got any green with the yellow anywhere. So Algol can't build yellow. If R2 just starts building yellow, Algol will just totally miss out on all of these. Algol's spreading it, invading this colony, but Algol's still, well, at this point, Algol doesn't have anything else left to defend, so it really wouldn't hurt them too much to sacrifice that R1. R2 just runs away. If I'm Algol, I think if R2 wants to run away, I'd just keep making him run. Eventually, the position will repeat. Algol should be very happy with a draw here. Yeah, R2 leapfrogging the small yellows to get a large. Yeah, Algol good needs to trade out their mothership, because otherwise it's a bluebird situation. R2 putting on the yellow pressure, spreading out the yellows to give themselves more space to build yellow, and threatening to, well, making it harder for Algol to build more yellow. The capture. Algol thinking about invading. No, that's no good at all. R2 just captures. Well, yeah, they don't even need to get, yeah, building the Y3 is more valuable than capturing even. Sacrificing your only red to capture that little yellow. Not really relevant. Okay. I'm going to hustle through the rest because the game's over. Algol putting a third yellow there. And R2 moves in. Well, I'll go all the way back to the Stone Age. Just one ship. Their original ship in their system. This should be pretty quick. Let's see how R2 finishes this out. Yeah, R2 can even put 3. Well, R2 giving up some ground here. By letting Algol get a flagship, a large that can roam safely. I apologize for yawning. It's because I do these videos early. It's not because I'm bored. Although this game has pretty much concluded. R2 gets more yellow. I mean, R2 can afford to lose even all of that material to just a small yellow, honestly. Because now it's a bluebird moving 3 greens, overpopulating the mothership, and that's it. All right, well, R2's still got it. Algol's still not up to their level. I wanted to see how R2 how R2's skills were looking and how good Algol was getting. Definitely some, I think, some mistakes on both sides, um, but bigger mistakes from Algol. Um, I think the thing that's really stuck in my mind is how R2 didn't didn't just overpopulate that medium that medium green with their factory build. They ended up well, I don't remember exactly how that turned out, but hmm, let's see here if I can find the move. You may not be interested enough. Okay, this is the one. Trouble with BGA has to do all this thinking. Okay, the sacrifice the G3, build, and I think R2 ought to overpopulate that medium. But they built the R1 instead. Okay, no, it was a double mistake. So R2, I think, did the wrong thing by not gaining some material here. Taking that small material gain, because at this point, Algol, I think, should build that G3. If R2 captures this G2, Algol can overpopulate. I guess if R2 trades one of these, then no, I like the G3 build here. Okay, I think they both made mistakes in that position. Um, R2 gave Algol an opening, but Algol didn't take it. That's how I see that position. Anyway, thanks to the players, and thanks to all of you for watching.